Hey everyone. Today I'm going to try Google's large language model or conversational chatbot named Bard for the first time and show you all an absolute beginner's guide to using Bard. After watching this, you can easily start using Bard for your own needs. Maybe as a research tool, a writing buddy, a coding assistant, or even just a conversational partner. Don't worry if you don't know what a large language model is or a conversational chatbot is. We'll show you everything you need to get started with Google Spark. We'll start with what Google Spark is and why large language models, or LLMs for short, are so versatile. We then jump into a demonstration of how to access Google Spark, write prompts, examine some features, and finally export the output from Bard to a form that's usable for you. Stick around. As a bonus, we'll also show you 2 tips on how you can use large language models such as Bard to make your workflows more efficient and productive. What is Google Spark? Google describes Spark as a large language model, also known as a conversational chatbot. Simply put, it is a computer program that is meant to chat with human beings in a manner that sounds natural. This is one of the state-of-the-art applications of cloud computer programs under the umbrella of artificial intelligence. There are several other chatbots in the market, including OpenAI's ChatGPT, Anthropic's Cloud, etc. But why are these LLMs so exciting now? Haven't chatbots been around for ages? Yes, but these new age large language models are nothing like the old chatbots that had pre-programmed answers to a bunch of a small number of questions. Having been trained on extensive amounts of data available on the internet, these new models are incredibly powerful and can execute a wide variety of very complex tasks. These models can write code, answer your questions, write essays for you, and even organize your schedule. The possibilities are almost endless.
Google has made Bard free and open for people to use. If you already have an account with Google, you can use those credentials to log into Bard. Otherwise, you can always sign up to an account on Google and then use those credentials to sign on. This is the welcome screen of Bard. As you can see, there's a little welcome message from Bard introducing itself. Here on the left, we have the title of a conversation that we've had before. If you've not had any conversation with Bard yet, this part would be empty. And down here is where you would enter your prompt. So let's start with a conversation by saying hi to Bard. I'm going to ask Bard how it can help me, an online course creator. Bard gives me a text-based answer with several ideas for how it can help me in my online course creation journey. We'll now use this response to explore some features of Bard's responses. One of the really cool features of Bard is that it gives you multiple drafts of an answer that it provides. So let's take a look at these various drafts. The drafts don't vary vastly in content, but you can see that some are clearly shorter or more concise than the others. At the bottom of every answer that Bard gives, there are 5 options. The thumbs up and the thumbs down are a very easy way for Bard to collect feedback from its users about whether it's doing a good job of responding to your questions. We'll get to the option of modify responses in a bit. Bard also has search built into the product, and why not? After all, search is Google's flagship product. Next, let us take a look at the options and modify this response. As you can see, you can make the answer shorter, longer, simpler, more casual, or more professional. These are nifty little options that help you play around with the responses Bard provides you without having to repeatedly write queries to get answers of the tone or the length that you would want. Next, let us find out what input formats Bard can take. So Bard informs us that it can take text-based input in a variety of formats. That includes plain text, as we've been doing with our prompts, HTML, JSON, and YAML. It can also take input in the form of code and then execute the code and return the output. Next to the prompt input box, there's a little plus sign. You can go there to upload images, which you can then see in your pinned and recent chats in Bard. And you can also delete your prompts and the associated images if you don't want your data to persist there. Let's go ahead and upload an image and ask Bard to give us tips on how to improve the image to make it a better thumbnail for a YouTube video. As you can see, Bard is given a text-based output. Let's go ahead and ask Bard what kinds of output it can actually provide us. Again, there are many output formats for text such as plain text, HTML, JSON, YAML. This also includes PDF, docx, CSV, as well as a markdown. And once again, it gives output in the form of code as well. Let's now look at how you can export an answer from Bard that you like to a form that's more usable for you. Once again, Google does a good job of integrating with its already existing products. So let's look at this option of being able to export to docs. You can open up a new window and you can see that the question that you ask is the title of the document and the response of Bard is the subject or the content of the document created. A couple of points to note here. First is that there's a single draft of the answer that is directly exported into a Google Doc. Also, it's not the entire conversation that's being exported to the Google Doc. It's a single answer and a single question that is being exported to the Google Doc. So if you wanted your entire conversation to be saved, you would have to create multiple Google Docs and then find a way of collating them into one single doc. It is now time for the bonus. I will share 2 tips for using large language models like Bard and others that can make your workflows much more powerful and efficient. Number 1, save your work. You never know when the conversation will be erased or lost. It happens to the best of us. It has happened to us before where we deleted the conversation by mistake. If it's important to you, it's better to have that work saved up nice and tight somewhere. Extra copies never hurt anybody. Number 2, reuse your prompts. It's still early days for large language models such as Google's Bard and OpenAI's ChatGPT. Over the next few months and years, we're going to see explosive growth in all of this. And you are probably going to want to test many of these options out to see what works best for your needs. So one way to save time on testing is by saving all your prompts. Once you've run a conversation or an experiment on any one LLM-powered chatbot, you could collate all your prompts and reuse them elsewhere. In fact, that's exactly what we did when we wanted to compare the output from Google's Bard with the output from OpenAI's ChatGPT. To find out how that went, check out our video on Bard versus ChatGPT. The link is in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and a share. If you enjoy content at the intersection of education, technology, and business, you'll enjoy our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.